to my channel. For today's layout, I am using a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, and it's called Polaroids 2, and it's part of the August release. And it comes with like these six like Polaroid-esque looking die cuts that will I made them overlap photos, and I blew up the cut file enough to be a 3x4 kind of cut file to go over 3x4 photos, and it worked out perfectly. So what you have to do to do this is just keep in mind where the kind of like little decorative image part of the cut file will hang. So as you can see on that first one I did, all the leaves and stuff were a cluster on the right side of that cut file. So I made sure to position a picture that was dominant onto the left so that it could overlap and not block the photo in any way. And like for instance right now with this one, the little ladybug antennas were going to be blocking my sister's face too much on this photo I'm working on, so I cut the antennas off so that it doesn't really have that much overlay on her, but still looks like the ladybug. So that was the only thing that I had to do while choosing photos for this layout, was just keep in mind which one I was going to use with which. And even like this one right now that I'm working on with this little like sprig of leaves on the bottom right corner, the photo worked out perfectly where it was kind of just negative unused space and didn't block our faces, and so I was able to use them. So I chose 6 photos from a recent visit my sister did during this pandemic. She literally flew from New Jersey to Florida. We haven't seen each other in almost a year because of the pandemic, when we used to see each other every 2 months. But she wore a disposable lab coat onto the plane, double mask, gloves, and took like Clorox wipes to wipe down anything she came in contact with in order to come to Florida. And she went home the same way. And you know, news reports, she did not get COVID, and she had a quarantine. Her job made her quarantine still, but she did test negative for COVID. So throughout all that, these were photos to kind of highlight our time together. She was here for a week, and I'm using the collection, is it Happy Today or Today Happy? It's a simple story collection that I actually picked up recently at Tuesday Morning. It came with the whole kit. And so these are just elements that are off from the chipboard sticker piece that I will remove some of the chipboard layers, because I wanted to make this one a little bit more on the flatter side than have too much dimension, because my albums are getting chunky. And then my title is this Life is Good, which I thought fit perfectly. And the one I'm blocking over, because this cut file had like the tulips kind of dangling in front of the Polaroid, it was hard to find a photo that would go with it to have so much blocked. So then I just lined it with vellum paper. This was an old Maggie Holmes collection, and it worked out perfectly too to have the title overlap it as well. So Life is Good is the title, and then I'm picking a few more of the black elements from the sticker collection to always have like rule of 3. So that I picked all those like little fun little hearts. And then here I am kind of ripping off the back parts of the chipboard pieces. Like I said, just because I wanted to keep it a little bit more flatter for this one, if I could. My albums are getting chunky. So, and then little hearts and elements too will definitely like kind of decorate the last of the embellishments per corner. And I also made sure to have some sort of small embellishment per Polaroid cut file, just so that there was something else in addition to the cut file, which I also thought lended itself very nicely to a fun, colorful layout. Then this is the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from the same collection that has little like tiny word stickers, and I made sure to embellish each photo with something too, and they're all positive remarks, which I love. This collection is really cute actually. It has a lot of just like rainbow tones and a lot of black coloring to kind of anchor down all the brightness, which kind of worked out well. But this pattern paper that I put it on, this kind of like ombre tie-dye sheet, was actually not from this collection. It was from another paper pad I received from Michael's. But the colors worked perfectly as well, because I also thought, just in case you want to get this cut file, if you use like a busy pattern paper and do it on white, it can stand the contrast, but I would probably recommend to print your photos in black and white. Just a little tip, because that's what I also considered, was to do it in black and white if it got too colorful and busy, but this worked out really, really well. So I will leave the links to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Etsy shop and the link to this cut file down below. I hope you've been enjoying the month of August. She has been releasing a cut file a day. which has been really fun to see everyone's use on it. And in the Facebook group, it's also fun to see everyone else's take on using the cut file. And here my last little step was using my chalky kind of white watercolor and do some white paint splatters in some of the corners, and you just saw me kind of wipe off some of the watercolor if it got on a photo. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Till next time, ladies. Bye.